Katerina here. Welcome to my home on this beautiful day. Father's Day is just around the corner, and I thank God every day that my Papa is still here on this earth, and he will be coming here to celebrate for Father's Day. And I'm going to make a special dessert for him, and it's a chocolate pistachio caprese cake. My husband loved this cake in Capri. We would stop every now and then and he would just take a piece and we'd have an espresso. It's absolutely delicious, and I think you will like it, and perhaps your father will like it as well. Now let's get started. Okay, here I have a 3/4 cup of pistachio. I put boiling hot water on these pistachios and I let them sit for about 15 minutes. I drained them and I peeled them. These pistachios, even though they didn't have the shell, they still had the skin on them. And for this cake, you really don't want the skin. So all you're going to do is just remove that skin around the pistachios. See, you just take it out like this and it comes right off. Okay, my pistachios are dried and peeled. Now I'm just going to give them a rough chop. I'm not going to put them inside a little chopper because they're a little bit soft and you don't want them to become like mush. So you're better off to do it with a blade or 2 knives together. Okay, that's very good. It's a nice rough chop. Now I'm going to set these aside. Okay, in a bain-marie, I'm going to put half a cup of unsalted butter and 9 ounces of 70% dark chocolate. I'm just going to cover it and I'm going to check on it in a couple of minutes. Okay, so here I have 4 eggs. Especially for this recipe, it's very important that they are at room temperature. And now I'm going to separate them, the yolks from the whites, carefully. It's very important. You can't, when you're whipping up an egg white, you cannot have any egg yolks whatsoever or it won't whip up. Oh, I'd like to take this time to thank my girlies for this beautiful dress. They gifted me this dress after spending a weekend here with me, and I loved having them and I can't wait to have them back. But it's beautiful. Thank you, girlies. I love the color. Okay, and there we have, oops, 4 egg whites and 4 egg yolks. To the 4 egg yolks, it's a 3/4 cup of icing sugar or powder sugar, and I'm going to add it and then whip it up. Slowly, because you don't want it to fly everywhere. Just keep mixing it for about 5 minutes because you want it pale yellow. You want it all to be combined. Okay, this is the color you want, pale yellow. Now I'm going to set it aside. Now is a really good time to go and preheat your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, here's the 4 egg whites. Now we're going to mix these until we have stiff peaks. Once you see it like that with stiff peaks, you know it's ready. So we'll set this aside. So I'm checking on my chocolate. I'm just going to mix it. I'm going to turn it off. Let it cool just for a few minutes. There we go. I'm such a lucky girl. God blessed me the second I was born with these 2 beautiful parents that I have. My Papa especially, the only time we ever saw him was when it was raining and he had to come home. He worked 7 days a week. He worked extremely hard. My mama was at home taking care of us. We were 6 children, and she did a wonderful job. And my papa came to this country with only $11 and determined to work and make it, and he did. He's actually one of the most successful men I know. And now it's my turn to spoil him and my mama. I love making all these fancy foods, as they call it, and chocolate, and having them over for dinner at least 2-3 times a week. And I just love them to pieces, and I'm very blessed, very blessed. While my chocolate is cooling, I'm preparing my pan. It's a 9-inch spring-form pan. You really do need this. I sprayed the bottom, I put parchment paper inside, sprayed the top, and now I'm going to put cocoa powder inside just to secure that it doesn't stick. Now the reason why I'm putting cocoa powder instead of flour is because when I take out the chocolate cake, I don't want you to see any of the white. So this is a little trick, a little tip. Whenever you're dealing with chocolate cake, you can put cocoa powder instead of flour. So that's a good tip to know. So good. Okay, now I'm going to pour it slowly into the egg yolks. Now that it's okay, I'm just going to put it in slowly, a little bit at a time. You don't want scrambled eggs, so I'm just tempering the eggs with the chocolate, a little bit at a time. Okay, I'm just going to give it a real thorough mix. All the chocolate is in here. Beautiful. I'm going to add a 3/4 cup of almond flour. I'm going to give this a really good mix. I'm going to add 3/4 cups of the chopped pistachios that we prepared earlier. Smells so good. I'm going to fold in the egg white with a metal spoon, and I'm just going to fold it in 2 parts. Be gentle because you don't want to deflate the egg whites. Okay, don't be alarmed when I say to fold. Just do a figure 8. It's just a very gentle mix. That's all it really is. Okay, my batter is ready. Now I'm just going to put it in the spring-form pan that I prepared earlier, and in the oven it's going to go. It's in the pan ready. It's going to go in the oven for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to check it with a toothpick. Oh, if you could only smell my kitchen. Now I'm just going to check it. Perfect. There's nothing there, so my cake is ready. Now I'm just going to let it cool for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then I'll take it out and show you how I'm going to be presenting it for my father before I put it away. Okay, now I'm going to, it's been 25 minutes, I'm going to release it now. Oh, how beautiful. That's the nice thing about using a spring-form pan. Okay. And here we go. The cake looks exactly like the one we would have in Caprese. I'm not going to slice it today because I prepared this for Father's Day. I'm putting a little bit of icing sugar, and I'm going to be serving it with a dollop of cold whipping cream infused with vanilla and icing sugar. So it's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will try this recipe. It's absolutely delicious. I'd like to wish all the fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers a happy Father's Day, and of course our fathers in heaven, who I know for a fact will be down here celebrating with us on Father's Day. This is Katerina from My Home to You.